이번 주에도 돌아온 한국어 영어 반반 팟캐스트 하프앤하프의 정태웅입니다. 반갑습니다.
And I'm Jeep. Welcome to Half and Half. And today we're going to talk about laundry.
빨래입니다. 네.
It might sound like a boring subject, but maybe we can have some interesting discussions about this. I actually think there's probably going to be some cultural differences that I won't expect because, I feel like even when I go to somebody else's house, like a different person's house in the same country, they do laundry completely differently from me.
그렇죠.
So
그건
yeah.
그래요. 네, 한국도 저도 그런 것 같아요.
Oh, really? Okay. So there's
그런
different
경험이
styles in
있어요.
Korea
네.
too.
네, 네.
Okay. How do you usually do your laundry? Maybe that's too big a question, but I guess you can start.
좀 질문을 좀 세부 사항으로 나눠볼까요?
Sure. Yeah.
일단 뭐 세탁기 쓰죠.
True. Yes. I have a washing machine and a dryer. How about you? Do you have a washing machine or dryer?
우리 집은 건조기가 없어요.
No dryer.
네.
Okay. How do you dry your
그냥
clothes?
그 이렇게 탁탁 해서
Yeah.
그 빨래대에 널어요.
You just hang it up.
네, 근데 이게 한국에서는 지금은 흔한 방법이에요.
It's pretty common. Yeah.
네.
How long do you hang it up?
그거는 그 때에 따라 좀 다른 것 같은데 예를 들어 날이 화창하거나
What does that mean? I don't understand.
그 날씨가 화창한 날
right.
해가
If it's sunny, okay.
네, 그러면 빨리 마르기도 하고
True. Yeah.
네, 반대로 뭐 흐린 날, 뭐 비 오는 날 그럴 때는 좀 오래 널어둬야 하죠.
Yeah, true. Okay. And then when you hang it up, do you do it inside or outside?
지금은 집 안에 널어요.
Okay. I see.
네.
Yeah, there definitely is some people, like I said, everybody does laundry differently, I think. There's people in USA and Canada who hang up their laundry. And I think I say I think they like it because I don't know, but personally, I really don't like the idea of hanging laundry. It's not something I like doing at all.
네.
I've always, almost always had a dryer, and I've always liked having a dryer. I do not want to hang up my clothes. At least I don't want to hang them up to dry. After they're done, then I'll hang them up. But I don't like drying clothes like that.
그게 무슨 말이에요?
Okay, so after your clothes are completely dry, we're skipping ahead, but that's okay.
네.
Most people will put them away. Some people put them in a drawer or
네.
in a basket or somewhere. Some people, like me, for example, hang them up. So you put it on a hanger and hang it in the closet. Right.
옷걸이에.
Yeah.
그쵸.
Yeah. So I hang my clothes up, especially my shirts. I hang up my shirts after I dry them, or after they're dry, because that prevents it from wrinkling.
그쵸.
The
셔츠는
wrinkle stays nice. And hey, I wore the right shirt today. I didn't even know we were going to talk about laundry, but this is maybe a good shirt for it. Yeah, but I do have one story about hanging up clothes to dry.
그 궁금해요, 그게.
Sure. So when I lived in Idaho, which is kind of like a mountain state in USA, we were moving from one house to a different house in Idaho. We moved to a different city, but the house we were going to move in wasn't ready yet. And so we had to live in a trailer, like a motorhome, for a few months during winter.
네. 추웠겠는데요?
Yeah. So it was really, really cold. This is in the mountains, like I said. It's snow and ice everywhere, whatever. And we were in this trailer. We didn't have a dryer because we were living in a trailer. We hung up our clothes to dry during the day and forgot to bring them in. And then at night, we're like, oh no, our clothes are still hanging up. We went outside and they were completely frozen solid, completely like this.
네.
Just covered in ice. Yeah.
접힌 채로
Yeah, exactly.
딱 얼었네요.
Yeah, so I always remember that how my pants were completely frozen like ice blocks. It was insane. So, anyway, that's the only time I can think of that I've ever like tried to dry my laundry by hanging it.
좀 안 좋은 기억이 있었네요.
Kind of, yeah. It was a bad memory, I guess.
근데 한국인들이 그렇게 빨래대에 넣는 건 완전히 다른 케이스인데. 네. 근데 그게 미국, 캐나다에서는 건조기를 주로 써요?
Yes, I would say most people have dryers. I would bet more than 50% have dryers. Yeah.
한국은 그 정도는 아니고 점점 늘어나는 추세인 것 같은데.
It's becoming more common.
네네. 근데 그래도 그렇게 많은 편은 아닌 것 같아요.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's very convenient. It's really simple. You just take it out of the washer, put it in the dryer, and let it go. And
편하죠.
Yeah.
네.
And also, like, so I mean, if you hang up your clothes to dry, they do get dry, but they don't get warm, right? Like maybe if it's like very bright sun, you know.
그건 그렇죠. 네.
Yeah. So there's definitely times where just occasionally, if I want to like wear some warm socks or a warm sweater or warm like toque or something like that, I can put it in the dryer for like 5 minutes and then put on warm socks, and it's like really nice.
그 생각은 안 해봤네요.
Yeah.
그 보통 그럼 겨울에 그렇게 해요?
Yeah, during the winter. Yeah, you'd never do that in the summer. Yeah.
그 대체제로 한국에서는 그 전기장판을 틀어놓고 이불 아래에 넣어놓을 수가 있습니다.
Yeah, do it with a blanket. Yeah.
네네. 그 밑에 그 전기로 따뜻하게 해주는 매트 켜놓고.
Right. Yeah.
그래도 되는데 그 생각은 못 해봤네요.
So here's another situation that I had a friend who had this situation. I don't remember if they were Korean or not. Their washer and dryer were in their apartment building, in like the basement of the apartment building, but everybody used the same washer and dryer. Like it wasn't it wasn't their own personal washer dryer in their unit. It was a shared one in the apartment.
네.
Is that a common situation in Korea or not?
아니요. 보통
Okay.
집에 다 각자의 세탁기가 있죠.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's a common situation here either. So I don't remember where I remember like having a friend who had that situation. Yeah.
아니 뭐 게스트하우스 이런 데 가면은 그렇게 되어 있지 않아요?
Yeah, it wasn't a guest house. It was a normal apartment mostly, except for that. Like that was the one weird thing to me.
오, 진짜 특이하네요.
Yeah, it's a little strange. Okay. But yeah, in that situation, you would there might be like, I think if I remember right, there was like 4 washers, 4 dryers, and there was maybe 50 people living in the building, right? So you would go down. If there was an empty machine, you would use it. If not, you would have to wait or like come back a different time. And you'd put your stuff in and leave, and then come back an hour later and then get your stuff, basically.
저는 고등학생 때 기숙사 생활을 했거든요. 근데 그 학생이 그렇게 많지는 않아서 그 기숙사가 중간에 가운데 그 입구가 있고
Yeah.
그 복도가 양쪽으로 2줄이 있었어요. 그러니까 한 줄 이렇게.
Sure.
그렇게 하고 이 복도 한 줄에 방이 한 6개인가 7개 정도 있었거든요. 근데 이 복도 한 줄에 세탁기가 2개가 있었어요.
I see.
네, 그러니까 그 방들이 한 방에 학생들이 한 대여섯 명이 지냈는데 그 6, 7방의 학생들이 세탁기 2개만 쓸 수 있었던 거죠.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. That's more like what you were saying, where it's like a shared living type thing. For dormitories, we would call it in English.
네.
I can imagine that. That does seem more common to me. But I have a question. So, when you were living in that situation, did you and your roommates do your laundry together in the same washing machine, the same dryer at the same time? Do you know what I'm saying? Okay.
그때는
Yeah.
그냥 방 단위로
Yeah.
빨래를 같이 했어요.
Yeah.
네, 같은 방에 있는 애들 거 다 모아서
Okay.
네, 세탁기에 돌렸죠.
Okay. And then we're going to a slightly different topic, but like, so that's something that we would call chores. Chores is like thing that you have to do to maintain
네,
the house.
네. 뭐 집안일.
Yeah. How did you split that up? Was it one person's job to do the laundry, or just whenever it happened, or did you alternate, like him then you then him then you, or like how did you distribute the chore?
딱히 정해놨던 기억이 없는데 근데 보통 제일 답답하게 느끼는 애들이 한 명씩
Yeah.
걔네가 다 알아서 했던 것 같아요.
Okay. That makes sense too. Yeah.
네.
Okay. All right. I just had another weird memory. So when I was in college, especially when I was in college, I was very poor. I just did not have any money, basically. And one of the main expenses, there was a lot of expenses, but one of them was heating in the building, right? Like turning on the heat. And so one thing that I did to save money was I wouldn't turn on the heat very often. Like it was usually pretty cold in my house, and I'd wear coats or blankets or whatever, and that was fine. But since we had a washer and a dryer, and we always used the dryer, the dryer has like a tube that comes out of the dryer, and it goes into like the wall, and then in the wall it goes like out of the building through some exhaust, right? It just goes out the hot air, right?
네.
So what I did was I would disconnect that tube and then put like a big like a nylon sock over the end of it because a lot of like dust comes out of there too, right? Like lint and dust. So I'd cover that up so that the air could come out, but the dust would be trapped.
네.
And then that
필터네, 필터.
Yeah, it's like a filter, yeah. So then when I ran the dryer, the hot air would come out of there into the house. And that's one way that I would keep my house a little bit warmer without turning on the heat.
와, 진짜 성공 스토리네, 성공 스토리.
Yeah.
이야, 무슨 뭐 리더스 다이제스트 이런데 나오는 이야기 같아요.
Oh, do you have Reader's Digest in Korea too?
아마 있을걸요. 예.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's funny. But yeah,
그런데 나오는 감동 스토리 같은데요.
Right. Yeah. But there was one problem. There was two problems actually.
네.
So heat comes out, right? Dust comes out, but it's filtered. But also humidity comes out, right? Like because the clothes are wet, that water vapor is coming out into the room. And so when I would do this, like the ceiling would get a little bit wet, like not a lot, but just it's a little bit humid in the apartment.
네.
Yeah, and so after doing that for a long time, like I lived there for a few years, I would notice in the corner there was a little bit of mold, right? Starting to get a little bit of mold. So it's probably not good for the apartment to do that.
곰팡이요.
Yeah. That's mold. Yeah.
아, 곰팡이를 그렇게 부르는구나.
Yeah. And the second big problem is when I was in my like last year of college, my younger brother moved in with me because he went to the same college actually, and so we lived together for a while, along with two other roommates. We had 4 roommates in this place. But anyway, my brother actually has like some allergies, and so even though there was a filter on the dryer, when we'd run the dryer, maybe it was like. It could have been the detergent or like a mix of other things, but like it would like his nose would get really red and like it was bad. It was bad for him with breathing, so we had to stop doing it.
아니,
So yeah.
그러니까 그게 우리가 필터라고 부르지만 사실 진짜 필터가 아니잖아요.
Yeah, true. It's not a real filter. Yeah.
와,
So anyway.
진짜. 이야, 진짜 거친 과거를 가지고 있었네요.
Right. Yeah.
열심히 살아야 되겠다.
Yeah. I'm okay now, but yeah, back then, yeah, it was tough. Tough times.
아, 제가 지금 느껴지는 게 좀 많네요.
Cool.
지금 저를 돌아보게 되네요.
Yeah. Okay, so one other question I have.
네.
When I was younger, and I'm older than you, so I don't know if you have this experience or not. When I was younger, we usually would separate colors before we washed them. So you would always do blacks, reds, whites, and other as 4 separate laundry, like washing. You could, if you washed red and white together, you would get pink shirts.
그 물이 빠진다고 하죠.
Yeah. That's right.
네.
So
물이
like the
빠진다고
color would
색이
escape into
빠진다?
the water.
맞아요.
Did you ever like separate your laundry by color or not?
지금도 새 옷을 사면
For new
그렇게
shirts.
하는 편인 것 같아요. 그렇게.
Okay.
네, 아니면 뭐 자주는 하지 않는데. 근데 분명히 하기는 해요.
I see. Okay. Yeah, when I get new clothes, I'll usually wash them one time by themselves
네.
before I wash them with anything else. But yeah, like I always would. So I was taught, by my parents to separate the colors, and
네,
at
네.
that time when I was younger, I think that actually was necessary because they would bleed into each other. And then when I got older and I met my wife, I was still separating my colors, and she's like, "Why do you do that?" And I'm like, "So they don't bleed into each other." And she's like, "You don't have to do that." And I'm like, "Really?" And so I started washing them together, and then I found it's actually not a problem anymore because so I don't know, like it's a mix of technology. Either the shirts changed, the washer changed, or the detergent changed, or all three. I'm not sure, but it's just not a problem anymore. So I was like so surprised by that when I learned it.
이제 옷이 좀 바뀐 게 아닐까요? 색이 안 빠지게.
Yeah. It doesn't really happen anymore.
네, 그렇죠.
Yeah.
하긴 그렇네요. 저도 실제로 물이 빠진 걸 경험해서 막 색이 섞인 거를 본 게 되게 옛날인 것 같아요.
Yeah. I think it's an
네.
old problem. But I still separate my sheets from everything else usually, like bed sheets, because
네.
like the small fibers on like either towels or socks or whatever, if that gets in the bed sheets, then it like makes them very like rough and like
네.
feel weird. So I usually separate bed sheets.
그렇구나.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you like separate or wash separately?
그 세탁망이라는 거 써요? 그 미국
Yeah.
캐나다에서?
Oh wait. What's mang? I don't know what that means.
세탁망 그물망 같은 거예요. 그 이렇게 촘촘하게
Oh.
이렇게 이런 주머니.
Oh, basket. A basket.
아니요.
No?
그 망을 어떻게 표현할까?
Yeah, I see. It's a net. It's a net.
오, 맞아요.
A laundry net. Yeah, okay.
토픽 5급 역시.
It took me a minute, but okay. Sure.
근데 그게 한 이만한 주머니거든요.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
근데 거기에 뭐 작은 양말이나 속옷들 한 번에 넣어서 빨면 되게 편하더라고요.
Okay. Okay, is it so when you say it's 편하다, do you mean that it's convenient or that it's comfortable? Is it convenient because it's easier to like wash and separate them, or does it make the clothes more comfortable to wear? Like, which are you saying?
빨래를 하는 게 더 편해요.
Okay. It's more convenient to wash it that way.
근데 막 빨래 하고 나면
Yeah.
빨래들이 막 세탁기에서 막 이렇게 막 뒤섞여 있잖아요.
They don't get twisted and tied together.
네, 그리고
Yeah.
막 널브러지고.
Right.
근데 이제 그런 어디 막 그렇게 흩뿌려지기 좋은 작은 것들을
Right.
모아 놓으니까
Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
편하죠.
Yeah, we have a few of those laundry nets, or I don't know if you call them laundry net. I think that would be what it's called. But I don't usually use it, but my wife uses it for some of her smaller like clothes and things like that. It works pretty well.
그렇죠. 편해요, 되게.
Yeah. Oh yes, there's one other like new thing that I've been using, maybe just over the last 3 years. It's new to me. Okay, so you have used dryers before, right?
네.
Okay. When you used a dryer, did you put in a dryer sheet? So dryer sheet is like a little square. It's like kind of like a little cloth sheet that you put in.
네.
It has, I think, two purposes. One, that sheet sometimes has like a little bit of fragrance, like a smell. So it makes your clothes smell nice. And the other is it removes static electricity from the clothes. So all the clothes are doing this, right? They get all this static electricity. But if you put in this dryer sheet, the static goes into the sheet instead of the clothes. Yeah.
오.
Yeah.
오. 아니 저 한 번도 본 적이 없어요. 그런
Oh,
건.
okay. So I don't know if everybody, again, every family is a little different. I don't know if everybody commonly uses these. My family would generally use dryer sheets, like just one per load. But recently I got these things called dryer balls. Have you ever heard of this?
아니요, 그것도.
Okay. So they're about this big. It's like a snowball size of a snowball. And it's made of wool. So it's like, you know, like yarn kind of.
네네네.
And so when the dryer is spinning, they're like bouncing around and they're like ting, 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 ting.
네.
They're the same as a dryer sheet because they absorb the static electricity. But you can reuse them. I've been using the same dryer balls for 3 years. And the sheets you use, then throw away, then use, then throw away. They're single use. But these you can keep using.
오.
And also,
네.
supposedly, I don't know, the advertising says that when the balls like bounce against the clothes, it makes them a little bit softer and it dries them more quickly. That's what they say. I don't know. Yeah.
오, 신기하다. 그게 그러니까 정전기 막 이거 있잖아요. 이거 정전기.
Yeah.
그 정전기를 얘가 다 먹는 거예요?
Mm-hmm.
오. 그러면은 그 건조기 다 돌리고 나서 그 건조 볼 만지면 타닥타닥 안 해요?
Yes, they yeah. Oh, I see. No. When you touch the balls, it doesn't zap you. It doesn't like have, even though the static electricity's in there, it's distributed enough that you don't get like the static shock. Yeah.
그렇구나. 오, 좋은데요?
Yeah. Yeah, they're nice. I like them. What I thought you were saying at first was when you take out the laundry, do the balls come out too? And yeah, like that's one problem is when you take out the laundry, all the balls like keep falling everywhere. Like it's hard to like keep them separate. And then occasionally, like I started with like 6 balls, I think. And then like one day there was only 4, and then one day there was only 3. I'm like, where are these balls going? And then like months later, I would put on a shirt that I hadn't worn in a long time, and I'd find a ball like in the sleeve. Like just it was hidden there for so long. So anyway, so yeah, they can get lost. But yeah,
그렇군.
yeah.
한 번에 넣을 때 그 한 개만 넣는 것도 아니네요.
Okay.
여러 개를 넣는구나. 좋습니다.
Okay. I have one other, I have more than one, but one other laundry thing I can think of is I when I visited Korea a few years ago, I went to Daegu.
네, 대구.
Yeah. And so I have a friend in Daegu who took me on a tour of different places in Daegu. And one of the places was called the Balletto, but like a very, very historic old Balletto.
네.
And so it's not used, it's a park now. It's not a Balletto anymore.
네.
And so in English, Balletto would just be like laundry,
스팟?
public laundry river, kind of.
네.
Not exactly a river, but yeah, a place where people go and wash their clothes together in a public place.
네.
And it was a really beautiful park. It was amazing, actually. And they had like a cool statue there, and like the statue was like carrying all this laundry. It was nice. I don't know why I brought this up. I guess I was just kind of curious. In Korea, is there still any balletto, or is that all completely gone?
이제 없을걸요?
Yeah, I don't think so either. I just because because in our culture we don't have public baths, for example, but in Korea they do have public
아,
baths.
네.
So I wasn't sure about balletto. I was kind of curious about that.
이젠 없죠.
Okay.
없죠.
Okay. All right.
그렇군요.
Yeah.
근데 그 건조기 얘기로 돌아가서
Yeah.
건조기를 계속 쓰면
Mm.
좀 옷이 상할 수도 있다고 얘기를 많이 하거든요.
Yeah.
네, 그래서 일부러 건조기만 쓰지 않고 직접 넣는 사람들도 있어요.
Yeah.
한국에.
Here too. Absolutely. That happens here too.
그래요?
Yeah.
음.
Yeah.
그래서 저는 좀 망가져도 되는 옷들만 입는 편이라 그냥 싼 옷 사서 오래 입는 스타일이거든요.
Right. Yeah.
그래서 저는 나중에 건조기 쓸 것 같아요.
Oh, you think it'll make your clothes more trendy? It'll give them like a
그럴 수도
retro
있죠.
style?
네네.
I see.
저 막 티셔츠 막 구멍 난 것들도 막 있거든요.
Right. Little holes, yeah.
네, 진짜 그냥 쓰다 보니 구멍이 난 것들. 근데 그래서 똑같이 있을 것 같습니다.
It makes sense, kind of. But I always wonder, like, a shirt that, like, you buy that is intentionally, like, retro, that is sort of, like, worn style, like, that can be cool. But if you have a shirt that you've, like, worn for so long that it's gotten old and has holes in it, is that cool or not? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure if it works that way.
저는 뭐 옷마다 다르겠지만 저는 좀 좋아하는 편이에요, 그런 거.
Okay, you like it.
네.
Yeah, for me, like I usually like wear clothes like shirts until they're completely there's nothing left. Like I think that's like it's an old habit from being very poor, I think.
저도요.
Yeah. But I am at the point now where like I said, I hang up my shirts in the closet. And if I'm out of space in my closet, then I try to pick my absolute worst shirts. And I separate those worst shirts, right?
네.
When I go on vacation, I wear my bad worst shirts. So that when before I travel back home, I can throw away those shirts.
버리고 오.
Yeah. And then maybe buy a souvenir shirt from where I traveled.
그거 여행 고수 행동인데요.
Yeah, so it's a way that I can save space. I don't have to pack as much laundry because I can. For example, very simple example. I'm traveling for 2 days. I can wear a shirt one day, buy a shirt, throw that shirt away, and then I have one shirt to wear home. So then I only have to pack one shirt instead of two.
네.
Yeah.
여행 고수의 방법.
Right. But
좋습니다.
But yeah, like any shirts that have like holes and stuff, those are my vacation shirts. Yeah. My travel shirts.
네. 그러면 빨래를 좀 자주 하는 편이에요?
Yeah. I know some people really hate doing laundry. Like I know my wife doesn't like doing laundry. I actually really enjoy it. I find it very relaxing. And while I do laundry, I can listen to music or listen to podcasts or just think about things. Yeah, I like it. What about you?
그거는 건조기가 있어서 그런 것 같아요, 지프가.
Okay.
건조기가 없으면 많이 귀찮죠.
It's annoying, yeah.
네.
Yeah, I think if I didn't have a dryer, I would not like doing laundry.
근데
Yeah.
그게 그 세탁기에서 옷이 다 돌아가고 나면 그걸 꺼내서 이렇게 팡 털어야 되거든요. 근데 그게 막 피곤하거나 막 귀찮은 날이 있잖아요.
You can find it tiring.
네, 그런 날 컨디션이 좀 안 좋은 날.
I see. Yeah, when you're not.
그럴 때 막 힘이 없는데. 근데 어쩔 수 없거든요. 그래도 세게 해야 되거든요.
Right.
그게 저는 그때 뭔가 그 어른이 된 것 같은 느낌을 느꼈어요.
You feel like you're getting old. Yeah.
제가 좀 성인이 된 느낌. 이제 나는 아이가 아니구나. 아무리 피곤하고 이게 하기 싫어도 해야 할 일이 있구나.
Yeah. Yeah, I see your point. Yeah, it can feel like one of those times where you're getting old and it's a reminder that you're getting old, that we're all going to die someday. So,
네, 네, 네.
yeah, that's annoying. Okay.
이 책임감을
Yeah,
느끼는
yeah. It's a duty.
된 거죠.
But then, okay, there's one part of laundry that I don't like. Other than not using a dryer. For me, putting the sheets on the bed, it's not that I don't like it. It's that I find it very like difficult. Like it actually takes a lot of like strength and like patience and I don't know what the word is. Focus, I guess. Like I have to like think about doing it and like do it right and make sure all the sheets are smooth. There's no wrinkles, like all that. It's just it's a little bit difficult. That's the only part I would say that's difficult about laundry for me.
두꺼운 이불 쓰나 보네요.
No, it's not thick. It's just big.
아니에요?
It's just big.
오, 그게 그 이불이 있으면은 그 이불 겉에 있는 뭐라 그럴까 이불 시트 한국어로
Sheet.
어떻게
Yeah, we
얘기하지?
call it sheet. I don't know what you call it in Korean, but
커버 이불 커버?
okay. So so the blanket cover, we actually do have one, but we don't wash that very often. Maybe just like 2 or 3 times a year. So, but you're right. That is difficult, but I don't do it often enough, so I don't really think about it that much. Like, yeah, bed sheets, a couple times a month is better. So, yeah, yeah, if not every week.
네. 전에 방글라데시 살았을 때 저는 그 이불 시트 세탁하기가 너무 번거로워서 그냥 좀 오래 썼다 싶으면 그냥 새 걸 샀어요.
What does that mean, segol? What is that?
그냥 새로운 시트를 샀어요.
You just bought new sheets.
네. 그게 너무 싸서 그 나라에서 너무 싸서.
Because they're so cheap, right?
네.
Interesting. But when you were living there, did you use like a public laundromat, or like how did you clean stuff? Did you have a washing machine in your house, or did you use a?
집에 있었어요. 집에.
Okay, then that's better. But yeah.
네, 근데 진짜 악몽 같은 기억인데 그 나라에서 일단 제 집을 구해서 막 필요한 걸 사야 하잖아요. 근데 그 인터넷으로 그 수건 이만한 하얀색 수건이 그 12장 세트가 있길래 그것도 괜찮은 가격에 그 되게 싸게 잘 나왔다 싶어서 바로 주문을 했었거든요.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
네, 진짜 그래서 이만한 흰 수건 12개가 세트로 왔는데 근데 딱 처음 받고 아무것도 모르고 그냥 샤워를 하고 그 수건을 막 썼거든요. 근데 막 머리랑 막 몸에 막 그 하얀 털 먼지 이렇게 막 다 붙어 있는 거예요.
Right. We just call it lint in English, but yeah, there was like just
그래요?
little bits of lint in the sheets or fibers, I guess. Yeah.
네, 그런 섬유들이 막 있는 거예요. 그래서 망했다. 내가 이걸 생각 못했구나 해가지고 그때부터 그 수건들을 막 이렇게 막 털었거든요.
Yeah.
근데 진짜 그게 끝없이 나오는 거예요. 끝없이.
There's no end to it. But see, I think this is another case where, like I said, when I buy new clothes, I usually wash them once first. If I buy new sheets, I would wash them once before I use them also. I don't know if that would have solved it for you, but like maybe that might have helped.
네, 와, 그래서 진짜 좀 고생했었는데 그것 때문에 몇 달간 힘들었어요. 그것 때문에.
Yeah. That's tough.
아무튼 네.
Okay, so one thing we haven't talked about yet is laundromats.
네?
Public laundromats. So I thought this was in Korea. I'm pretty sure it is, but if you don't have,
말하는 거구나.
yeah. If you don't have like washing machine in your house, then you go to a public building that has many washing machines and you use them either by like cash, like paying like coins or something like that, usually.
네.
Yeah. Have you used those? Do you have experience using a laundromat?
저 써봤어요.
Okay. Like, did you live somewhere where you had to use it like frequently, or what was the situation?
아니요. 엄마랑 제가
Mm-hmm.
막 두꺼운 겨울 옷,
Mm.
막 패딩 같은 거 있잖아요.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
그런 거는 집에 있는 세탁기로 하기가 힘들어서
Right.
한 그렇게 가깝지는 않은데 한 20분 걸어가면 있거든요.
Sure. Sure.
그래서 거기 이제 엄마랑 딱 바구니 들고 가서 같이 빨래하고
Okay.
그런 적이 있죠.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely cases where, like, if you have certain types of clothes, like you said, a thick, like, padded coat, or like like if you have a suit, like a nice suit or tuxedo or something like that, then we usually go to a laundromat to get like special cleaning service. We would call that dry cleaning in English usually.
제가 생각한 건 그 셀프 빨래방이었고.
Yeah, I'm talking about both. It's fine. We could talk about both.
네네. 세탁소.
Right. So yeah, so a dry cleaning is where we would take like nicer clothes or clothes that are difficult to wash in your home machine. But then sometimes for people who don't have a washing machine at home at all, they go to the laundromat where they'll use the machines with quarters or whatever or dollars.
네네. 동전 빨래방
Yeah.
있죠.
So I've had a few times where I've had to use one, like for example, where my washing machine was broken and I didn't have time to get it fixed, so I needed to use one. And then a few times when I was traveling, like in other countries, where I needed to, like, I packed less, but I wanted to like wash my clothes and do the laundry. So is that. But this is the thing that I'm most curious about. I would say recently, like in the last 5 years, at least in Canada, I don't know about US, there's sort of these trendy laundromats where I'm trying to think of how to explain this. It's a coffee shop and a laundromat together.
네.
And they serve like really nice, like really good, trendy coffee. But they also have a laundromat. Some people go there for the coffee, some people go there for the laundry, and some people go for both.
네네.
But it's like this weird combination where they have like these really nice interiors and like really trendy style. Like you would be like a nice cafe. Like I know in Korea they have this thing like, what's it called? Mindele.
그런 게 있어요?
It's 용도? Mindele 용도? Is it right?
민들레 영토?
It's like Dandelion Kingdom would be the translation. Is it right? Something like that? I don't know. There's these really nice coffee shops that I saw when I was in Korea called Mindele something. Mindele Kung? I don't know.
오.
But it would look something like that, like very, very nice inside. But it's a laundromat. It's so weird to me.
민들레 영토가 하나 있긴 있는데
Yeah.
근데 빨래를 할 수 있지는 않은 것 같아요.
That's right. I know. What I'm saying is those are like really nice coffee shops.
네네.
The laundromats, the trendy laundromats in Canada look kind of like that, where they look like really nice inside. And they're a coffee shop, but also a laundromat. Yeah. Yeah.
그렇구나.
But anyway, do you have these trendy laundromats in Korea? Is that a thing?
아니요, 제가 알기로는 없는데요.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. It's something new to me also, so I'm kind of like surprised by it. Yeah.
오, 그러면 곧 한국에 생길 수도 있겠네요.
Mm-hmm.
네,
They could be. If they're trendy enough, eventually they'll be in Korea.
그러니까 예, 다 따라하니까.
Yeah. Yeah, there's this place in Montreal, like one of these like really trendy fancy laundromats that is completely pink. Everything inside is pink. All the laundry machines, all the walls, everything. And there's all these like knickknacks, like little toys and stuff around. And you can buy the toys and they're all pink. And they also serve like special drinks that are like these pink drinks. It's so weird to me. It's really interesting.
야, 그러게요. 참
Yeah.
진짜 별게 다 힙하네요.
Yeah. It could be.
재밌네요.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have any other laundry related things that I can think of.
그게 집마다 좀 차이가 있던데 그 빨래 바구니를 쓰는 집이 있고 안 쓰는 집이 있더라고요.
True. Yes.
근데 우리 집은 안 쓰거든요. 저는.
Right now, I don't use one. I definitely used to use one. Yeah, I just put it on the floor now. Like dirty clothes goes on the floor, and when there's too much on the floor, then it goes in the machine, and that's it.
저는 그냥 바로 세탁기에 넣거든요.
Put it in immediately. I do that
네.
sometimes too, but not always. Yeah.
바닥에 놓는다고요?
Yeah.
왜요? 왜? 왜?
It's just like, so for example, if I'm getting into bed and I'm taking off my socks or whatever to get into bed, I'll just leave them by the bed. I'm not going to take them off, put them in the laundry machine, then go to bed. I just don't think about it in that order. So is it that weird?
아니 어차피 나중에는 세탁기에 넣을 거 아니에요?
So I would get up out of bed, I would take a shower, and then not think about the socks and just leave them there. And then after a few days, when there's like 3 pairs of socks, then I would be like, oh, that's a lot. And then I would put them in the machine. So yeah. Yeah, I don't do it immediately.
아, 진짜 다르구나. 이렇게.
I guess so.
오.
I'm just curious. No, there's none on the floor right now, but yeah.
아, 그래요?
Sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, there's also this. So, so for example, in Canada, it's very cold, of course. And so when we go outside, we put on lots of layers. Like we put on like hoodie and like
네.
thicker clothes and things like that. So when I get home, I would take off my hoodie, right? But if I put it in the washing machine, it'll get washed immediately. But I need it tomorrow or maybe even that same day. So I put it on the floor in my office because later if I go out to buy groceries or something, I need to put it on again. So it doesn't need to be washed. I don't know. Where would I put that kind of clothes? Would I hang it back up?
네.
If I hang it up, it seems like it's clean, but I know it's not. So I don't know. Yeah. So there's this middle ground where you have to put stuff, I guess. At least for me. Yeah.
근데 저도 사실 그래요. 그 빨래 안 하고 특히 좀 겉옷 같은 경우는 그냥 빨래 그냥 오래 안 하고 그냥 엄청 많이 입어요.
Yeah.
네.
Okay. Here's a personal question. This is not
네.
related to laundry exactly.
네.
After you take off a pair of socks,
뭐라고요?
after you take off a pair of socks,
네.
do you ever put that same pair of socks back on before washing them?
있죠.
Okay. I do too, but some people really hate doing that. Like they'll take off socks
그래요?
and they like absolutely cannot wear them again until they're washed.
근데
Yeah.
막 하루 종일 신었다. 뭐 그러면 당연히 세탁기에 넣어야 되는데
Right.
그 만약에 뭐 제가 뭐 주말에 항상 하루 종일 집에 있어서 계속 양말을 안 신고 맨발로 있었는데 뭐 잠깐 편의점에 갔다 오는데 추워서 양말을 뭐 한 5분 신었다.
Yeah, exactly.
뭐 그 정도면 뭐 한
Okay.
번 더 입을 수 있지 않아요?
Okay, at least we agree on this. Yeah. Okay, I totally agree.
네. 아깝잖아요.
Yeah.
네.
Okay.
그렇죠.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's a waste of a new clean pair of socks to wear them for just 5 minutes. Yeah.
네, 그러니까요.
I agree. Okay. Good.
네.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's pretty good for laundry. Is there
네.
anything else? Okay. Here's one. There's one more thing that's really important. Are Tide Pods popular in Korea?
뭐예요, 그게?
Okay. Have you heard
Pods?
Tide Pod?
Tide Pod?
Yeah. Okay. So,
뭐예요, 그게?
so Tide is a laundry detergent brand.
네네.
And a pod is like the little, it's not plastic, but it's like a little bubble of detergent that you can put in directly.
네.
Yeah.
그거 한국도 많이 써요.
Okay. What do you call those in Korean?
캡슐
Capsule.
세제.
Okay, that makes
네,
sense. Okay.
음.
Okay. So like for me personally, when I was growing up, we used powder or sometimes we would use liquid, like some liquid detergent.
네, 네.
But then, you know, recently these Tide Pods, we just call them Tide Pods, got very popular, and I use those right now.
네.
But there was this like weird like internet meme or internet trend
네.
where people would take the Tide Pod and put it in their mouth and bite down,
에?
which is like really dangerous. Like it's like obviously like really bad for you, right?
네, 네, 네.
And they called that the Tide Pod Challenge.
진짜 그따구의 챌린지라는 이름을 붙여요?
But it was sort of like it was like kind of like because it was a meme, it was kind of like a hoax. Like nobody would actually ever do this challenge because it's like really stupid and dangerous. But some people pretended that they were doing this and made videos of that. And so then young children would think that was a real like challenge to do. And so then they would do that. And then like it would be like really bad. They'd have to go to the hospital or something like that. And so Tide Pods, like in the news, there was like this big, there was not just a meme, but it was like this big debate about whether Tide Pods are like dangerous and like you shouldn't have Tide Pods in the same house as children because they might like you do the Tide Pod challenge and eat the Tide Pods or whatever. And so all of the containers that they sell, that they put Tide Pods in, they have like a special like difficult locking mechanism to open so that children can't open them easily because they're afraid children are going to eat the Tide Pods. Is this not a thing in Korea?
그 정도는 아닌 것 같아요. 아직 그렇게 흔하진 않은 것 같은데.
Yeah, it was like a really crazy weird problem for like a whole year where everybody was going crazy about these Tide Pods.
와, 진짜 와.
Yeah.
그 옛날 사람들은
Yeah.
2025년이 되면 막 하늘을 나는 자동차가 개발되고 막 우주 여행을 하고 그럴 줄 알았는데
Yeah.
아이들이 타이팟 밈을 보고 그걸 챌린지하는 세상이네요.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
진짜 와.
Yeah, we're still humans. We're still putting whatever in our mouth and trying to eat it. It doesn't matter what it is.
와. 놀랍네요. 놀라워요.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad that's not a worldwide trend and it's just a USA thing or maybe Canada thing. But.
네, 그 정도는 아닌 것 같아요. 아직 한국은. 네, 재밌습니다.
Yeah.
그러면 네, 이번 시간 주제는 이쯤에서 마무리해 볼까요?
Sure. Yeah. Let's wrap up.
네네. 그러면 빨래를 주제로 얘기를 할 게 은근히 많았네요.
Yeah, I think so.
네네. 재밌었습니다 이번에도. 그러면
Yeah, that was fun.
또 다음 주에 또 유익하고 흥미로운 내용으로 돌아옵시다.
Yep. Yeah, we'll be back again with another cool, fun topic. And yeah, if you have any to suggest, let us know and we'll talk about that too.
네. 그러면 지금까지 저는 반반 팟캐스트 하프앤하프의 정태웅이었습니다. 감사합니다.
And I'm Jeep. Thanks for listening to Half and Half. And yeah, bye. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.